Hi friends, it's Jen. I probably haven't made a video since, oh boy, maybe January of this year. And getting prepared to make some chicken enchiladas. We're in the mood for some enchiladas. And I purchased some chicken drumsticks from Mi Pueblo. They were like 59 cents one week and 79 cents a pound another week. And so I froze them in like fours. So I thawed out 4 drumsticks and I boiled them. And I thought, well, that's not going to be enough chicken for, here's the chicken. That's meat from 4 drumsticks. I thought, may not be enough for my enchiladas, at least to have some for the evening, dinner time. It's about 1:51 in the afternoon this Thursday. And I thought, hey, why don't I just saute some vegetables, whatever vegetables I have on hand, and mix it in with my chicken and make some enchiladas. Stretch the meat. At least that's what some of my videos are about. It's trying to stretch the meat that we have. Being here in California, I mean, it is expensive, and now we're going through a drought. So everything, all the prices are going up. Cheese, eggs, beef. I don't know. I think I had beef, oh boy, maybe sometime November, December, possibly January. But I haven't purchased any steaks or ground beef. We've been getting like pretty much chicken and ground turkey and like turkey hot links and things like that. But anyways, so I already prepared my vegetables. Now the vegetables that I have in here, I have diced up, no, I have shredded cabbage. I shredded some carrots, and corn was for $1, so I have one whole ear of corn in here. I cut it. I think I have like a couple of slices of jalapenos, and then I have some leftover green beans. I cut those up to small bits. So again, whatever vegetables that you like and that you have on hand, you don't need to run out and get whatever I'm using. Just use whatever that you have on hand. And then I had some chicken drumsticks. Again, this could be meatless. You don't have to use chicken. And then here's the broth, chicken broth that I use to boil my chicken in. And then if you see down below, I thought I would stick in a small potato that I peeled and diced. So I thought, well, this is going to help to stretch it out a little too. And then here I made some homemade enchilada sauce. It's basically, let's see, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour. Melt the butter, mix in the flour. 1 can of tomato sauce, like 8-ounce can. I believe it was, what was it? I'll try and put the link down in the description box, but I mean, you could use canned enchilada sauce. My mom used to use canned enchilada sauce, but I figured I already have the ingredients on hand to make homemade. Why do I want to spend another $2.83 to get a can of chili sauce? So there's like garlic powder in here. The recipe did not call for salt, but I had to add a teaspoon of salt because it really needed salt. And I sprinkled I'd say a couple of sprinkles of cumin. Again, the recipe didn't ask for cumin, but I did it because I felt it needed something more. So again, just try and make it or season it the way you would like it. So far what I've done is I put some of this sauce in the bottom of my baking dish, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer some corn tortillas on the bottom and then put my filling on top. So I'll be back when I have that done. Okay, so here's my corn tortillas layered. I don't even know what size my pan is. It's really small. This is the only one I have right now, so I need to buy me another one, or I forgot to buy myself some disposable aluminum trays. But anyway, so here's my tortillas. I put 6 down just to layer it. And then what I'll do is I'm going to spoon my vegetable. Spoon my vegetables here. I don't know how many layers this is going to give me, but I figured add some vegetables and then I probably could have mixed my chicken with my vegetables. I think that would have been easier. And then just kind of spread it out. I want to try at least get 2 more layers. of tortillas. So I don't want to use everything on this first layer. Okay. And then I'm going to put some cheese. So here's some, I shredded some medium cheddar cheese. I think that's pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm going to put sauce. I guess I could put sauce in the middle on top of the layers too. Let's see. I don't see how that tastes. My mom used to, when she made her enchiladas, she used to use canned enchilada sauce, and then she would fry her tortillas, corn tortillas, in oil to get them crisp and pliable. And she had to do like every single one by one. She would make a big old tray. That's like really tedious to me. That's why my boys really didn't have a lot of enchiladas growing up, because it's tedious to do all that. But then last year when I saw my sister-in-law, she says, "Oh, I don't make my enchiladas like that anymore." She goes, "I just form it like a casserole. It's so much easier." I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So anyways, so here's next layer of corn tortillas. Now I'm using my iPad, so if this video is kind of like shaky or moving too much, it's because I'm using my iPad for this. Okay, so now I got that layer down. I think I might put a little sauce on top of this, just to, when it cooks in the oven, it kind of softens a little. Spread this around. You could also Google, like I did. For this sauce, I just went on Google. I Googled easy enchilada sauce. I mean, I'm all about easy. I don't have all day to do exotic dishes. You won't find exotic dishes that I make at home or even put on my videos. Let's see. I think I could do a good layer. I think 2 layers looks like it's going to be good. I could probably put, and if I don't use all this chicken, I mean, I have plenty of corn tortillas, as you see. I could probably make like chicken tacos another night. Save some of this shredded chicken and make chicken tacos. Like that. Or I could use that for fried rice. I think I'll put a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab my cheese. I want to save some cheese for the top. I think that looks pretty good. Save a little for the top. And then I'm going to put one more layer of my corn tortillas. Like that. I definitely need to get me a wider, bigger, longer pan. Okay. And then I'm going to just put the remainder of my sauce on top. Oops, I'm not even focusing. It's hard to do this with one hand. Okay. So whatever leftover cheese I have, I'm going to sprinkle it on top. Now again, if you want to make these enchiladas, you know, I'm just recording this because as I was making lunch, I thought I'd record it. But again, you could use whatever ingredients you want to use. It doesn't have to be the way I make it. That's what's good about recipes. You can, you know, change them to the way you want it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with foil, And I would say bake this at about maybe 350, 375 for about 25 minutes or so, until the cheese is bubbly and the corn tortillas are kind of like soft and pliable. And then what I'm going to do next, while this is baking in the oven, I'm going to make homemade Mexican rice to go with this. And I'll go ahead and put a video on that. Alright, see you in a while. Okay, so now I'm going to make my Mexican rice to go with my enchiladas. So I have 2 cups of basmati rice. I normally use long grain white rice, but I'm out of it. So I have to use my husband's stash, which is Sona Masuri rice. I guess it's not basmati, but anyway, it's rice. Again, use what you have on hand. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to toast it to like a golden brown. Not every single grain has to be toasted golden brown, but just kind of, you know, don't let it burn. Definitely not. So my mom used to make hers with oh, my oven's ready. One moment. So it looks nice and toasted to me. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be brown and golden, and not every single grain has to be colored. But I think this, as long as it doesn't get, you don't burn it. You don't want to burn the rice. But I think this looks pretty good. You can barely see the faint color of it slightly turning golden. So about this point, I would say this was, I had it toasting for, I don't know, maybe like a minute and a half. I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't have to get dark or anything, but can you tell the difference a little? I don't know if you can tell. Maybe not. Okay. And so next what I'm going to do is I have an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. I'm not going to use the full 8 ounce. I think half of it is just enough. And then I like to pour it on my rice, like so. I think that's good. I'd say half. And then I mix it. Now, when my mom used to make this, right now she's, my mom passed away, so rest her soul. But when my mom used to make Mexican rice for us, she would put the oil in, and then she would slice up onions and some garlic and toast it with the rice. And that's how I always made it, until one day I forgot to add the rice. I forgot to add the onion and the garlic. So I added it toward the end after I put all my broth and stuff and cooked it. And actually, I really liked it better that way. So now that's how I make my rice. I add my onions at this point. Wait, no. I add my broth. So since I did 2 cups of rice, I have 4 cups of broth here. And that's the broth, chicken broth from my chicken drumsticks that I boiled. So that chicken broth was from the broth that I boiled my chicken drumsticks in. Now, if you don't have any chicken broth, you could use vegetable broth. If you don't have any type of broth, just use 4 cups of water and add some salt to it. It'll taste good. Just make sure you incorporate the salt so it dissolves, because you don't want to have like the bottom part of your rice salty or one side salty, or that won't taste good. And then at this point is where I put my onions on top. I just put my onions on. I like to put plenty of onions. My family doesn't mind onions. Onions, like it'll flavor the rice versus frying it in oil with the rice. At that point when you try to brown the rice. Like I said, I forgot to do that one time, and I ended up doing it toward the end at this point, and I ended up liking it. I feel it had more flavor than the other way, so my mom's way. Okay, so you see it's coming to a boil. It looks pretty good, because you're going to have to cover this. And this cast iron that I'm using, it does not come with a cover, so I have to use one for my big skillets. This one here. Use this bad boy here. Okay, so I'm going to let it bubble just a little more. I think it needs to be centered on my stove. Let's see. Yeah. It doesn't have to come to a roaring boil or anything like a rolling boil. Just enough for it to start to soften a little. Yeah, I would say at this point I would put it down to simmer. Let's see. I'm going to take a little quick taste. Make sure it's seasoned before I cover it. Just a little taste to see how. Yep. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to put it down to the lowest setting, like I would say. Here's my dial. Oops, wrong one. Right there. I have it right about, right there, a little higher than low. And then I'm going to cover it. And you don't want to lift it either. You don't want to lift the lid because the steam is going to cook the rice. So just kind of take a glance. When you start to see like little holes in your rice, that means like it's night. All the liquid has been dried. You want the liquid to be dry. My son does not like moist rice, so it has to be dry. And he tells me, make sure it's dry. So that's what you want. It's boiling right now. I put it to a simmer, cover it, let it cook. I would say maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Could be sooner than that. Just when you notice that everything is dried, you'll see like little holes. I'll probably show you at that point when it gets there. But just time it for like at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes, okay? See you then. Okay, so I just lifted off the lid. And can you see, let me see. Can you see these little, let me make sure I'm not covering it's hard using an iPad. But can you see these little holes right here? Another one here. These type of little holes. When you see those holes, that's how I know my rice is done. And it's dry. Yeah, it's done all right. Look. It's done. Okay, so I'm going to shut it off. Cover it, and I'm going to check on my enchiladas. One moment. Okay, so here's my enchiladas. I'm not covering the microphone. If you can't hear me at times, it's because I cover the microphone on this iPad. Anyways, so here's the enchiladas. Woo! I'm going to cut through it. It smells really good. I hope it didn't stick to the bottom of my pan. That was the purpose of putting enchilada sauce at the bottom. Feels like it's a little... Anyways, let me go ahead and plate it first. Okay, here's the enchiladas. Mexican rice and chicken with vegetable enchiladas. Enchilada stuffed with chicken and vegetables. Well, I hope you give it a try. If you have any questions, please send me, leave it in the comment, and I'll be sure to reply back. Okay, so you guys have a great day. See you next time.